Hello everyone, my name is AltaraGuy, and welcome back to No Man's Sky, Part 30. In the last episode, we discovered the Autophage, or Autophages. I don't know if they're... how that works, necessarily, but... we discovered... We discovered that this race exists, and had been previously hidden from us, and that they have some sort of relation to the Korvax, which has not been fully explained yet. We also have learned that they have some sort of matriarchal leader, I guess, based on the binary that we did, or that I deciphered after we noticed that in the various strings of code that we learned. And we also learned that Atlantideum, rather, is some sort of like harmonic resonator with various pieces of technology. Not entirely sure how that works. Anyway, in this episode, we will start off by going to... or rather, in the last episode, we needed to craft a whole bunch of ion batteries for this individual, because it was part of the quest that we needed to help them out. So I went ahead and did that, gathered the materials. So let's see what this person has to say. Fiberglass grip. The strap of a flexible... oh my goodness. A strap of flexible resin securely wrapped around a steel pole. One of 3 core components, this forms the backbone of a traditional autophage voltaic staff. Huh. Okay. The autophage, evidently impressed, have gifted a partial schematic for a voltaic staff. Speak to them to learn more. So do I need to construct one of those? Potentially? I cannot imagine the things this construct has seen. The cycles of deletion and rebirth. I'm not even a flicker to them. Oh. Insufficient standing? Okay. Present a gift. Thank something this. I did not expect a gift from an unknown pre-built entity. Do you know of the Void Mother? Maybe? She is the... something. From non-existence, she creates existence. Ask Autophage about the fiberglass grip. Okay. Let's talk to this dude who's stuck in a hole that I dug to try and get some cobalt. Come on, there we go. The Autophage seems genuinely pleased to speak with me. They enunciate their words slowly and clearly, hoping to convey as much meaning as our language barrier will allow. Something contribution disruptor. I wish to something or something and make something of friendship. The blueprint will help something own staff. Will help you build your own staff, maybe? Ask about fiberglass grip. The blueprint is an invitation. A gift. Something pre-built entity. I something. You are something. You are a disruptor. Okay. Something holy technology, something many autophage. Most of something. Build a staff of our own, maybe? A something constructed by your own hands is something pre-built something. I don't know. From context, tone, and gestures, I pick up a few new words. The grip schematic I have been gifted seems to form part of an important multi-tool. A holy multi-tool? Ask them to repeat that. Yes, please. The blueprint is an invitation. A rare gift. Part of a staff. Holy technology. Many autophage. Most of something. Choose to build a staff of something. Own a staff constructed. Something your own hands is better. Something pre-built multi-tool. Then a pre-built multi-tool? The autophage obliges, repeating their words exactly. I find I can piece together a little more of their meaning this time. Autophage are not like Korvax. Something are many. Something do not converge to one. Something speak. Something all of. Something. Maybe if you choose to accept my invitation, something, travel, meet more of us, maybe? Share what you have made. I think T Epsilon 1A1 translates to you, I think. I gather that this grip blueprint is an uncommon gift to an outsider. A significant gesture, the beginnings of acceptance. The machinist, I'm just going to say because that ain't happening, encourages me to travel and meet more of the Autophage. Perhaps a complete fiberglass grip built by my own hands will make a positive impression on the next camp I visit. Okay. Assemble the fiberglass grip for your voltaic staff. Craft the staff handle in the inventory with X. Pin the fiberglass. Right, so I need pure ferrite and carbon nanotubes. So in that case, I will get on that. And then I've already marked another autophage signal. I think that was because I didn't realize you could come back to this one. So I will get on that, and then I will see you guys. I'll build the grip, and then I'll see you guys at the next camp to progress the quest. Alright, we're here. Coincidentally, another drop pod, which I'm not going to complain about, because inventory space is pretty neat. So let's see what you have to say about this. There's a fierceness to this autophage. They stare so intensely that for a moment I fear they might strike me. They appear to be evaluating something, perhaps scanning my suit. Suddenly, they relax. Whatever they were assessing, they seem satisfied with the outcome. This guy looks like he has one of the sentinel drones for a head. Something is the truth. I did not... Something... No idea. A disruptor. Her residence is in... something shell. Show fiberglass grip. Not enough information there, unfortunately. I see something of value in you, maybe? You do not simply conform to something. Repeat values. Something are a non-convergent society. Something... Oh, we are a non-convergent society. We choose to be together. We construct our own destiny. That is what we value, probably. I am something to something, a disruptor. You were something, even before something divergence. I have a mission if you wish to do something the ritual. Perform the ritual, maybe? Okay, what do I need to do? Repair a lost autophage. Okay, how do I do that? And more importantly, where do I need to go? Locate the lost autophage. Once found, assist in their rebuilding. Assist the autophage in their rebuilding. Okay. Fortunately, I have a fair bit of Atlantideum. I don't know why I keep saying antidelium. That's not what it says. Or that's not what it's called. But I do. So, anyway, I'm gonna go make my way over here to the partially built autophage, and we'll figure out what needs to be done to help this fellow out. Okay, we're here, but unfortunately this is a high-security sentinel planet, so that guy might harass us. Never mind, we're fine. Alright. Autophage, what do you got? Sodium nitrate, done. Magnetized ferrite, done. Dihydrogen jelly. Easy squeezy. Thankfully I didn't need Atlantideum. There I am again. Antidelium, no idea. Something reassemble. Ah, there we go. Feed lost circuits. The second. That is one letter. No idea what it means, though. Editing me. What does it mean? So this binary string translates to the letter O. Now, if you remember in the Sentinels Ships Are Overpowered episode that I made, which I believe is part 26 or part 25, it's fairly recent. We found two other autophage units, much like this one, which gave us the 4th and the 17th. And they also gave us a string of binary. Now, it's entirely possible that all of the, if you find a whole bunch of these, that they give you some sort of, like, you could piece it together to create some sort of message. However, I don't know if that's the case, and I don't know how trivial that would be. It would probably be a lot of searching for potentially a minimal payout. So I'll look it up, and if there is something to that, then I will probably splice it into the next episode, just letting you guys know what that is. And if there isn't, then disregard this as the rambling of an exhausted madman who's losing his mind. Alright, back to the video. Alright, cool. Okay, so I guess we just go back. It's simple as that. Alright. I will see you guys when we're back then. Okay. So we're back. We'll see if that sentinel comes over to harass us. I seriously hope that it doesn't, but I guess we're about to find out. Alright. Hand in the mission. That was surprisingly easy, but I'll take it. Atlantideum chamber. A compact box of circuitry and ethereal crystals, painstakingly wired by hand. One of three core components, this forms the core of a traditional autophage voltaic staff. Okay. Well, fortunately I can make that right now, so that's pretty cool. Shebang. Alright, now what? Right here, I guess? Hello, divergent construct. Agao? Divergent construct Agao's withered shell jitters, some loose part rattling inside them. They seem excited to discuss this new blueprint. Ask about Atlantideum chamber. This blueprint is something to the ritual. This staff is something a shell. Something of her body. Go. Build something. Meet more of us. I see disruption in you. Something you must seek. Something more autophage. My opinion is my own. We are not a convergence. I'm again encouraged to move on, to meet more of the autophage. These beings seem reluctant to finalize their assessment of me, each individual autophage occurring me onto another. But with each construct I meet, I sense I am progressing towards acceptance, even friendship. These gifts, these blueprints, are proof of that. The Atlantideum chamber seems to be the next stage of this ritual. Okay. In that case, let's see if I can get back to my ship without pissing off these sentinels, because that could be a bit of an issue. I think we're good, though, because my ship is right here. Alright. So, while I was traveling to this particular system, I was basically just going along the path to the galactic core, which is, give or take, 600 light years of jump. However, in order to speed that process up, because that is ultimately the end goal of this particular journey, I am going to go to a black hole, and we're just going to see what that does for us, because I'm curious. I've run into a couple of them before, and since there's not a preset destination of where the autophage are, I'm just going to take this as an opportunity to try this out, show you guys something new, and see how valuable it is to actually get to the galactic core much faster. Because that is pretty much the final step of our journey, and the black hole is just right there. So let's go see about using this and what it does for us. Into the black hole! Whee! Okay, I mean, it's a new background, which is pretty cool. I think I read for the description of the black hole that going through it causes significant damage to the ship's systems, which is not at all surprising, considering the immense gravitational force that... Whoa... Okay. Locate a black hole. I sure did, didn't I? Black hole warp successful. Distance traveled 23,000 light years. Okay. Did we get closer to the galactic core? We sure did. Alright, so that may be my primary means of transportation then. Which is pretty neat. Okay. Now, I need to charge you up with some more Atlantideum, and bam. Alright. Reach the signal location. Where is that? That is over here. So I will go over to this signal, and I will see you guys when we get there, and see what they have to say to us. Okay, well, we're here, and I almost crushed these guys with my ship. Thankfully, they seem extremely unbothered by my ship's existence, so that's good, I guess. Alright. Phi construct Ahenravi tilts towards me, the movement dislodging a fine cloud of rust. Perhaps they are performing a scan, though the gesture is oddly reminiscent of inhaling a pleasant fragrance. Yes! Something have her echo in something suit. In your suit, maybe? The other entities said you would come, I guess. But I would not believe the disruptor without seeing you myself. I'm guessing. Based on context clues, I'm guessing that T Epsilon 1A1 means you. And Pi IU 0 means come. And Gamma I Nu U 0T means would. Or could, maybe. Just guessing. Something is good, pre-built entity. Very good, maybe? You have built this something to detail. I do not... Something more evidence of something you are, but we must follow something to complete the construction ritual and earn autophage friendship. I'm sure that's probably I'm sure that means complete. Delta OIK Epsilon 00 probably means complete. Construction. Something construction has been something disruptor. You are earning your staff well. Your construction has been something disruptor. Yeah, so I guess U01 means your, while T Epsilon 1A1 means you. I have one last something. One last blueprint. Okay. Salvage starship components. Okay. What mad universe? Salvage starship components worth 340,000 units. Oh, okay, so you're just gonna give me a starship that's downed and I just need to turn it into the space station to scrap it? Okay, I'll take that. My guess is I could probably already do that with one of the ships that I have in my freighter that I was going to get rid of anyway. But, I mean, if it's just going to give me one, I will do that. Because it's possible that me using one in my freighter would cause the quest to progress incorrectly. So I'll scrap the ship, and then I'll see you guys back at the camp when we're done with that. Okay. So, unfortunately, I accidentally cut a little bit too much of the video. Sorry about that, but really the only thing that we did was just get the blueprints for and then assemble this, which required a superconductor and some magnetized ferrite. Now, fortunately, in my inventory, I already had semiconductors from various expeditions, which was pretty nice. So all I had to do was go and get some enriched carbon, which I didn't have the radon for, so I thought I was totally screwed. But I was able to... Uh-oh, whoops. This is an aggressive sentinel planet as well, because of course it is. So I gotta hightail it while I explain. It's possible to refine enriched carbon, and doing so, or refine stuff into enriched carbon, I suppose is what I mean. And you can do this by using 100 radon, and 5 chlorine, and 20 carbon, which gives you 1 enriched carbon. Which is convenient because I had 179 radon, and I thought I was going to need to gather more, but of course that was... whoopsies. Anyway, I thought I was totally hosed, but fortunately, yeah, I only needed 100 to get the enriched carbon, as opposed to the 250 that you need to just craft it by hand. So for those of you that are potentially trying to earn a whole bunch of cash in this game by combining extremely valuable items together to get, you know, like the superconductor is worth 1.5 million, and there's like the final upgraded items are like 15 million a piece, which is like the price of a starship. and a really good starship at that. So, yeah, refining is your friend, and the wiki has plenty of recipes that are good for refining things. So I'm going to fight off these sentinels because they're really more of a hassle than they're worth at this point, and you guys have seen me fight them off like countless times. So I will get to that, and you guys will see me back at the terminal when we are pretty much done. Okay. That was annoying, but fortunately, one of the strategies that I use to deal with those guys is if you take out all of the aggressive sentinels, like basically the combatant sentinels, you can leave the repair drones alone, and they're mostly harmless, which means you can basically just run away without any fear of getting absolutely curb stomped. So, do with that information what you will. Alright, so we've got ourselves the Autophage synthesis terminal. Let's see if we can build ourselves a staff. Oh, there's a whole bunch of different things that you could do, potentially. Okay. Well, it's going to be a fairly simple... Holy crap, it's an S-class. Oh wow, okay. That's really cool. It's got almost as many inventory slots, but it's an S-class, so yeah, we're definitely getting that. Its damage potential is not great, but that's just because I don't have any upgrades on it. So yeah, we're definitely going to take that. Thank you! Alright, show the voltaic staff. First things first, use some phosphorus to recharge you so that I don't die in the middle of this heated storm. Something staff. This is an important something. Something disruptor. I am glad to be here to see this. Maybe that's what that means. A staff makes much creativity possible. You may wish to upgrade it. Okay. The Autophage pauses. Their battered, corroded face stares directly into mine. They speak slowly and with gravity. If you say the something words disruptor, you may... Something, this staff will open something that were hidden before. Ask them to repeat that. The Autophage looks uncomfortable. They make a strange rasping sound as though clearing their throat. Something me, disruptor. I do not wish to voice the something of that entity. If you say the correct words, you may also find the staff it will open something that were something before. I assume that means hidden? You may know the entity already. That one, the Korvax warship. Oh, the Atlas. If you say the Atlas's name, then the staff becomes more powerful? If you say the correct words, you may also find the staff will open doors that were hidden before. Oh, okay, cool. You may know the entity already. That one, the Korvax warship. The Autophage's metallic voice rings in my ears, the meaning of their words unmistakable. Something, a hunger, a longing, tugs inside my chest. Every blink reveals an infinite field of crimson. Establish a relationship with the Autophage. Yay! Seek a hidden gateway. What? 16, 16, 16. Why? Okay. So I guess the Atlas are still relevant somehow. An ancient voice is calling. Seek a hidden gateway. Oh, there we go. For whatever reason, it didn't... What? Trace successful. Portal ley lines detected. Probably not on this planet, then, if I had to guess. Present Atlantideum to the portal. Yeah. Okay. In that case, to the portal! I'll see you guys there! The hunger inside my chest escalates near the portal. The structure demands my attention. The wind pulls me closer. Alright, reveal Atlantideum. Something rumbles deep beneath the portal, but no voice rises in response. If there is any intelligence in this ancient technology, it is mute. Yet I have a sense of anticipation, as though some great force is poised to erupt. Say Atlas, wield voltaic staff. I present the voltaic staff. It sparks, sending a jolt through my bones. The The rumble grows louder. Something is awakening. Say Atlas. Recalling the fragment of New Atlantid, its ancient Korvax log, I murmur the autophage word for Atlas. Okay. Now I wonder, because the Atlantideum clearly causes things to function differently, so I wonder if we're going to meet the Atlas again, or if it's... What is happening? Okay. Did you guys see that static, or is it just me? I don't know, but we'll see. I don't know if we're going to meet the Atlas again, and if we do, what they have to say about our decision. I am in space again. 16, 16, 16. Atlas protocol initiated. 16, 16, 19. 19? Return to your spaceship and to end your spacewalk. Whoa. Use the quick menu to summon your ship. Okay. I guess we're back to the Atlas. Face the Atlas. Present Atlantideum to the Crimson interface. Okay. It's got that weird visual distortion again. Alright. What do you got for us? The Atlas is unknowable, a mind too alien to comprehend. There is nothing to indicate it is even aware of my presence. And yet, it seems inevitable that my path led here. I could not prevent it. I could not resist. Reveal Atlantideum. Access denied. Non-index data detected. Cannot... I don't know. I don't know why there's not a backdrop anymore. Cannot decipher, maybe? Data corrupted and unreadable. Push Atlantideum closer. I hold the ethereal substance towards the beating core. Catastrophic system failure. Uh-oh. Alert. Alert. 16 16. Bolts of corruption swim across the Crimson interface. What have I done? The Atlas cries out. If it is capable of distress, if it is capable of fear, then I think it must be afraid. Yet it has brought me here for a purpose. Watch. As I stare into the vast red orb, images begin to take form. The Atlas shows me the lost intelligence of Korvax Prime, thriving, falling, waiting, blind and alone. Her children stranded in the dark, rebuilding their own bodies from nothing. The Autophage. Oh, so the Autophage were once Korvax. It shows me a future, in a reality I do not recognize. Wires loosened from their circuits, transistors failing. Memories dissolving, dispersed like ink in water. The Atlas hurtles towards its own dark, in a time and a space I cannot begin to understand. It cries out, it demands compliance. No. Question. Deleting non-indexed data. Cannot delete. Access denied. The Atlas is all creation. The Atlas is everything. The Autophage are children of the Atlas too. They must be. But why did they return from the dark? Why are they here? Choose hope. Are the Autophage a manifestation of hope? The mother and the children of the void are proof of rebirth, of a second chance, of the permanence of data in the face of erasure. The Atlas cries out again. Comfort? The very existence of the Autophage proves there is hope, even when faced with the reality of death. I reveal the crystals again, trying to show there is nothing to fear. The Atlas is silent. I cannot truly know what it thinks, whether it hears me. All I can know is my own mind. I am released. Okay, and we're back. We're going back. Okay, so the Atlantideum caused the Atlas to freak the hell out. I don't exactly know why. Because on the one hand, we seem to have been led to believe that the Atlantideum only affects computers, but the Atlas seems to be organic. So, although we also know that the Atlas, you know, created a simulation, so it's possible that it is basically just a supercomputer. But why did the Atlantideum do that? Atlas Whisperer, comforted and unfathomable mind. Okay. Consult with Nada. I have faced the Atlas and presented it with crystals of Atlantideum. In return, I was presented with a vision of the death of Korvax Prime. I must share my findings with Nada. Alright. Well, let's go do that then, I guess. Oh, right. Yeah, I need the advanced mining laser to do that. Can I build it real quick? Not really. Alright. Well, I will go and see about getting back to my ship. And then I won't see about it. I'll do it. I'll go back to my ship. And then I will go to the anomaly and we'll go talk to Nada about this whole thing. Oh, excuse me. So I'll see you guys when we... What the heck? Alright, I'll see you guys when we get to the anomaly. Alright, we're here. Let's chat with Nada about this whole situation. Nada stiffens, looking at me with concern. Are you well, friend entity? Tell Nada about the Atlas. Atlas Falsity was afraid? Nada has not considered this possibility. Curious. But travelers should be wary. Atlas False Entity is a liar. Purple Lattice exists where it cannot. Challenges the Atlas Falsity. Proves it is not deity. Nada always knew. Huh. Weird. But Nada had not realized. Do you have the Purple Lattice here? Uh-oh. Yes? Nada takes the purple crystal, holding it gently in their palm. A shudder runs through their carapace, their facial lights blinking erratically. They are lost in some private emotion, some memory. I do not interrupt. She was home once. As in Korvax Prime? May Nada keep this, friend entity? I mean, yeah, I don't know why not. I have plenty more. Nada is grateful. Thank you for this memory. The Builder entities, the Purple Lattice. Nada does not think there is cause for fear. Not for us. For Atlas Falsity, perhaps. Nada's lights blink, just once. And Nada does not quarantine our friendship. There is plenty. Make your path forward, traveler. Make friends. It is your way. Nada and Polo will always be here. Okay. So that's interesting. Okay, I guess that's the last of the autophage then. So we learn then that the Atlantideum is a... I don't know why I'm taking off. I'm actually going to end the episode here. We've learned that the Atlantideum seems to be like crystalline memories, almost. Because whenever we interact with the machines, or whenever we show it to the machines, they react in a way that responds to specifically Korvax history. And Nada just said that when we gave him, or them, some Atlantideum, they could tell that it was a memory of Korvax Prime. And then when we talked to the Atlas about it, they also gave us, like, basically the history of Korvax Prime in the sense that, or rather, they gave us the history of the destruction of Korvax Prime. So, I still don't fully understand the significance of Atlantideum, and it seems like there should be more to it than what we already know. But I don't think there's any more that we necessarily can figure out about that material. So, with that being said, I think I'm going to leave this episode here. Sorry, just my mind is kind of blown about this whole situation. If you guys enjoyed the episode, please consider to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you made it to the end, hopefully you were able to be entertained. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch my content. And as always, take care of yourselves. Alright, bye.